We've just heard another lion roaring in the distance. Not from the north, where the Invaders and Nzuri would have come from, but instead from the south. Now we wait to hear if Red Road will respond. Good day everybody, and welcome to the virtual safari at Tintswalu. I'm your guide for the day, Charles. We're going to make our way to Main Dam, see if we can find the male lion Red Road after his heroics of single-handedly chasing away the Mbiri pride, protecting the Narus and their cubs. In the meantime, what we have here is Africa's smallest carnivore, the dwarf mongoose. It only gets up to about 350 grams in its weight, 712 ounces if you will, and then a maximum of 30 centimeters long. They live in what you might call troops of between, can be as small as 3 but as high as about 30, and they have a very interesting way to decide who leads the troop. And once one leader has perhaps maybe passed away, whether from predation or old age, the two upcoming leaders have what they call a groom-off, where they will continually groom one another, and it can go on for a few days. And whoever at the end decides, oh, I've done enough grooming, and decides to give up, the one that did not give up on the grooming competition becomes the new leader of the troop. And we see here him living in what looks like an abandoned old termite mound, and they'll have a few of these kind of dwellings or burrows around. And what they'll do is they'll go and forage during the day and move around between their different burrows, whether it's a burrow like this or inside of an old tree trunk, fallen down tree trunk. And within their territory they'll have several of these little mongoose apartments, and they know exactly where they are, so if there is any danger they can quickly scurry off and hide in those. They'll eat tiny invertebrates such as insects and all the rest, and also eat little snakes if they come across snakes, and lizards, and any little morsel that they can overpower and consume. We're now quite close to Main Dam, where the Naru Pride and Red Road were last seen, and we have quite a healthy herd here of one of their favorite meals, buffalo. Buffaloes love to wallow in the mud for a few reasons. One is to cool down in the heat of the day. Another is to cake any parasites they might have in mud, so that as it dries off and they scratch it against the bushes as they're walking through, that'll help knock those parasites off, such as ticks. Another thing that they like to do with the mud is stick their horns into it, as do many other antelope and bovids. They'll stick their horns into the mud, and it helps form a balance between it being too dry and then becoming too brittle with no flexibility, and also providing a little bit of moisture so it has just the right amount of flexibility. We've made our way quite far south now. No luck trying to find the Narus at Main Dam. We're now just north of an area called Buffelshoek. And we were fortunate enough to see this white rhino cow and her calf in a previous virtual safari. And now we're blessed once again. It's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The clouds are far more scattered now, so it is a lot warmer. As you can tell, white rhinos are grazers. Their black rhino cousins are not grazers, they are browsers, they eat leaves. Not only are white rhinoceros endangered or threatened, should I say, and beautiful to look at, but they are extremely important for the ecosystem as well. They are bulk grazers, and what they're doing now is, as they graze, the grass that they eat allows for the fresher grass, if you will, underneath to grow as well. And if you didn't have bulk grazers like the rhinoceros, then we would have what we call moribund grass, where the grass would just continue to grow, and all the goodness from the fresher shoots and everything else underneath, the bacteria that needs to live, and the diversity that grows as a result here, would all be threatened. So they play an extremely important ecological role, my apologies. The economy of the bushveld. Oh my goodness, look behind. There's a third rhinoceros. I wonder if this is a bull or a cow. Could be the dominant bull of the area. Let's go take a closer look. Confirmed he is definitely a bull. Quite a bit larger than the female. And how bulls attract their mates is that he will have control of a certain area, a place with good grazing and water. And because he will dominate that area, then the females that are attracted to it, the other males that he has fought to dominate there, then he has the mating rights for the females that enter his territory. Don't be fooled by his size. This giant can run at up to 40 kilometers an hour. That is as fast as an Olympic 100-meter sprinter, just about. He is now a mere 3 meters from my vehicle. We have located the king, just a few hundred meters from main dam, and he's made a kill. It's hidden in the long grass behind him. Looks like it could be a buffalo calf, likely snatched from the herd we saw just a bit earlier. Performing some essential grooming, using those keratinized spikes on its tongue to really get in there. Much needed after a kill and a meal, which I believe pays testament to a misconception that male lions aren't good hunters. Here's Red Road out by himself, having made a kill. They definitely do bully the dinner table when the lionesses make a kill, but male lions are also very capable hunters. There are plenty of hippo around, grazing out of the water at the moment, and as are there crocodiles in the water. Red Road wisely choosing a spot where there's unlikely to be a large crocodile, and then also keeping some distance away from those hippo. It's hard work being king. Still no sign of the Naru pride, nor his son Chinya. Softer calling there, almost like a contact call. We've just heard another lion roaring in the distance, not from the north, where the Imbiris and Nzuri would have come from, but instead from the south. Now we wait to hear if Red Road will respond. From the savannah's smallest carnivore to the largest. What a crescendo to end a great virtual safari. Red Road moved off in the direction from where the other roaring was coming from. And who was the other lion roaring? Was it his son coming back from patrol? Or perhaps it was the coalition of the three Kambulas coming from the south, boldened, moving north into Red Road's territory. We're going to head out first thing tomorrow to see if we can track them down and find out. So from myself, Charles Collicott, and the virtual safari at Tintswalu, thank you so much for joining us, and it's goodbye for now.